Joining us now is the barrister and writer Stephen Barrett. Stephen, thank you very much for coming on the show. So what do you make of this? Home Office officials deeming that Turkey is not a safe enough country to have a returns deal with?
Well, when you create an overly complicated legal system, you can find all sorts of excuses for not doing the thing that you didn't want to do in the first place. And really, we're going to have to start asking important questions about the Home Office and about what it's up to. Because we've had some odd statements about its own political views, how it believes that migrants should be able to come here freely. And it's almost adopting a policy position oppositional to the government and then finding an excuse. Because obviously, large numbers of us go on holiday to Turkey. If you want to say that the country is not safe because something bad happens there, then you have to say that the United Kingdom is not safe. So there's been a rise in homophobic attacks in London. So I'm bisexual, let's say that the UK is not safe for me. It does seem to me that what we're doing is really abusing the legal system, abusing its technicality in order to get the policy outcome that civil servants want.
Frankly, civil servants work for ministers. Why on earth are ministers not able to get a grip on civil servants? Or is it simply that the law, quote unquote, has a greater influence, that civil servants are more likely to look to the words of people in your profession, Stephen, than the ministers who are supposed to be in charge?
Well, they shouldn't. And the rule of law is not the rule of lawyers. Okay, we have democracy in this country. And you say, why is it ministers cannot get a grip? Well, I can answer that in two parts. Firstly, constitutionally, they can. But the second part is if they want to. And there is a definite lack of political will to actually take control. And if they are being defied by civil servants, they have to tell the rest of us, we're all involved in this democracy. If something is going on at the heart of our government to clog up processes and policies that the people want, then everybody needs to be told.
And it doesn't help.
At the moment, the ministers... Sorry.
And it doesn't help, of course, that we have such a high turnover of Home Office ministers, does it?
I mean, I'm sure it doesn't, but again, that is the government's choice. It's the Prime Minister's choice, any Prime Minister's choice, whether they turn over ministers or don't turn over ministers. And perhaps those choices are not helping. But we do have to admit or start facing up to the fact that we have real power in this country. Because what's happening at the top, and we saw this with the Metropolitan Police, is that people at the very top are being performatively powerless. And it's just not constitutionally accurate. They have masses of power if they want to. If they want to do it, ministers, the Home Secretary could sack the entire department, or thousands of them today, and immediately recruit. We have masses of power that they could do. They could pass acts tomorrow to deal with this. You know, we saw with coronavirus that with that, they admitted they had power. There was no doubt in their ability to act, but we seem to have returned again after the pandemic to this sort of EU membership default of pretending that we don't govern ourselves. But we do govern ourselves, and the idea that Turkey is not safe is obviously silly.
Well, Stephen Barrett, never one to mince your words. Thank you so much for your perspective this afternoon on Good Afternoon Britain. Really appreciate it.